So happy Friday, everyone. Here I am, Greg Dixon and Roy Dickan. We're with Total Traffic and Conversion. We've got John Waller waiting in the wings. He's going to come up in a little while. And last week we talked about niche domination marketing for dentists. And we've been talking about integrated marketing for quite some time. And we've also mentioned a thing called Conversion Alchemy that Roy's been spearheading. And so we have a bit of a different discussion today. We actually have a real client that we're putting the pieces together. So we're not just talking hypothetical here. So this is what we're going to talk about: niche domination marketing for complete solar care. So this is a solar company based in Indianapolis, Indiana, and what we're doing here is with Conversion Alchemy that Roy's been involved with is a way of getting leads from people who are looking for information for solar power, due to the magic of AI. And so we've got to the point where the system is creating leads, and it takes a little bit of tinkering, and Roy's been working with her client to get the keywords right, to get the right kind of leads into a spreadsheet. And what I've been doing, I'm the Kartra guy at the end of this whole thing, and I've been getting the leads to integrate, and so we can bring them into Kartra, so we can send out. And our strategy right now is to send out one email that with an invitation for them to come and download a book and learn more, make an appointment and learn more about solar. So that's the whole thing. So I'm going to show the website here, because you need a place, the whole thing, you need a place to send them. And it depends on what you're doing with your marketing. It could be to make an appointment with you, or it could be to download a lead magnet, or it could be any number of things, or a workshop or something like that. But in this case here, we're getting people to download a book, and they can also, just a really short, it's actually more of a checklist and just a short one-pager, and then with an invitation to make an appointment to talk about their needs, and there's a free assessment. But let's just look at the website here. So take this banner off, and so the email that goes out will send people to this page here, where you get a bit of an introduction to the solar care, and they can sign up here to send me the Solar for You download. And then we've got as any sort of landing pages, we've got some information about the benefits of solar, and people can book a free assessment. And then there's more information about the services, and it's really pretty simple. But the first step here is we're wanting people to download this little guide, and then see if it appeals to them, and then make an appointment. So all good. So what we have in place so far, and if you want to go check this out, let's see here. So that's the website there, scrolling there, info@completesolarscare.com, and the QR code up in the top will take you to the same place too, if you want to go check it out. So maybe Roy, do you want to talk a little bit about the Conversion Alchemy part of that?
Sure. Yeah, what the object is to get leads on a regular basis for the area of Indiana that the company is located in. And so we're able to get leads from anybody who's searching for the kind of things that this solar company wants to be found for. And then we direct those leads with the email and the name, and it could include other things, but those are the two most important things. It directs them to our CRM, which then immediately sends out an email, so that when someone is searching using the terms that this company wants to be found for, they get an immediate email from that company, and in this case, we're hoping to download the book to tell them more about what the company does. I think if they scroll down, they can even set up an appointment on that same page. I'm not exactly positive.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they can scroll down and make an appointment.
Great. So on the first email, hopefully you'll get them to download the book, but probably even more, hopefully, they will automatically set up an appointment already. So that is the power that together we can create. We grab the leads, and then we might be able to immediately convert them with the very first email.
Yeah.
But even more is that this solar company has many more things to offer. So they may start off with one thing, but the company will continue through us to send them information so that they can buy something else in the future. They can become, hopefully, a lifetime value client. And that's really where the money is. The initial sale is good, but when they buy time and time again, different things, then it just magnifies the amount of profit that can be made. And it's made over, well, I call it a lifetime, but it could be, 10 years or whatever. But anyway, Greg, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's fabulous. The other thing is when they download the book, the little one pager, they also subscribe to an email sequence. So they get information, about various things, various aspects. Like one of the ones is there's an article on if you want to use solar power for your house to also charge your electric vehicle. So, some discussions, it's a good thing to do, but maybe not necessarily as straightforward as you might think. So that's information. So the idea of the email sequence is for people to get enough information to make a good decision. So they may not be jump in right away, but the whole idea is that after they get a series of emails, and Betty Withrow composed those with our client, and I'm in the process of putting them. Well, I've got a good part of them in Kartra, so it sends out every day, and at some point we'll send out maybe every 3 days or every week. We'll see how long this goes, and that's the other step to it. The other part of this, the total domination marketing, which we haven't necessarily contracted for with this client yet, but our total vision is a lot of those emails that Betty has put together. Those could also be blog posts and social media posts, and an extended way is other ways of attracting using magnetic marketing to get people onto that page is with the blogs and the social media posts and YouTube videos on YouTube, doing things like we're doing right now, like broadcasting, putting things out on. Right now, we're going out on LinkedIn, YouTube, various Facebook pages, and X, Twitter. So I don't know if there's anything happening on Twitter other than people bashing the politicians they don't like, but there might be something relevant going on there. But anyway, it's an option. So that's the whole comprehensive idea. The whole idea with this is Roy's term, niche domination, is that you kind of flood the airwaves. So if anybody in your region is looking for your kind of service, they're going to come up with an article or a post or receive an email about that area of interest. In this case, it's solar power, and that's where it's going from there. Do you have any comments before we bring John into the discussion here?
Yeah, I just want to say that niche domination really is multi-channel marketing, and it's not just online marketing either, because in many cases it's helpful to send either letters or postcards or other things that don't have anything to do with being online. It all depends what that company wants to do and which channels that their prospects are seeing them in or could see them in, so that we get that message in every one of those locations. That maximizes the value of their brand quickly, and this will increase their revenue quickly as well. So we're hitting it from all different directions depending on what that company wants.
That's right. Yeah, last week we had Bonnie on, and she's a direct mail person to send out postcards and mailings just to keep in contact, which is a good thing to keep in contact with your existing clients, and it's a good thing to approach new people. So this could actually work for Complete Solar Care to send out, find a neighborhood and send out a little postcard into that neighborhood in his Indianapolis area. And so that's something to look at. So we try not to leave any stone unturned. The Dan Kennedy's magnetic marketing thing is one of the things is that if you're not doing 20 things to attract business, then you probably need to do more. So, and let's bring John into the conversation here. And John was on the show last week, and we talked about this kind of marketing for dentists. And John's a specialist in phone systems, and maybe you can just introduce what you do, John.
Thanks, Greg. Hi, Roy.
Yeah. Hi, John. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you guys too. John Waller with the On Hold Experience. I've been helping businesses turn on hold time into sold time for 27 years, and decided to pick up voice over internet phones since they're so inexpensive now. Just a few bucks a seat, maybe 30, 35 bucks a seat per month in a business. And you basically are leasing these phones. And because the phones have on hold messaging that you can put on there, that's why I married the two services, on hold messaging and voice over internet phones. And what I love about VoIP phones, guys, is a business like, let's say, a printer that's in a market where he's got a lot of competition. And let's say it's Saturday night at 7 o'clock and somebody rolls into town and wants to do a trade show on Thursday and Friday, but they have no business cards, no flyers. And they call up a Minuteman Press, leave a voicemail on the phone. The owner or the lead person at that Minuteman Press is going to get an email on their smartphone from their voice over internet phone telling them that Jim Shue, the prospect, called. They can get right back to him and not lose a customer, because times are tight. You're spending money to make the phones ring. Go out and get that customer that left you a voicemail. Let them know you can take care of their situation by Tuesday, let's say, and then they'll have their business cards and flyers 2 days before they need them at the trade show.
Another very powerful way of getting your message across. Yeah. Another channel.
Another channel.
Yeah. Use technology, because if you don't use it, your competition down the street is going to use it and blow you out of the box.
Yeah, you want to use everything possible that makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything. Yep. So we have at Total Traffic and Conversion, we've been doing this for a long time. Between Betty and Roy and I, we can offer quite a few services, and then we bring in specialists like John and other collaborators, and Bonnie. We hope Bonnie will help us with some things, and we've had a few other people with really interesting niches. So I think our offer here is that if you want a kind of a very comprehensive niche domination kind of marketing plan for your business, can help with most things. We've been sort of niching down on dentists and other professional service providers, but really it comes down to reaching your client, and some degree with the solar business here is a client is worth a fair amount. Like a new client for the solar company, the installation and that could be worth $20,000 or more initially, and over time, Complete Solar Care provides services, and they have some add-on things. So maybe you start with a basic setup, and then the next thing is you want to add the ability to charge your electric vehicle, or maybe integrate into a heat pump or something like that. So there's a lot, and so that's part of the thing. Is you make a call, and part of their process is to look at your needs, your immediate needs and long-term needs, and come up with an assessment and come up with an estimate or a plan for you.
Sell other services, and that's kind of a Dan Kennedy thing. It's like, what is the lifetime value of a prospect or a client?
Yeah, the lifetime value. So
that's really where the money is. Most people think it's in the initial sale, but that is not true at all.
No.
Not if you have a setup like what we can do for you.
Yeah, so we think we have a pretty terrific combination of services that we offer. We're not aware that anybody offers the full depth of the services that we offer. Right. With Conversion Alchemy, like Roy, I think you would say almost nobody has that. So
not at this point in time. If they ever will, I don't know. They maybe won't. They maybe never will, because we just dreamed it up, and it works.
It works. Yeah, I'm going to say that with our, because we're really early in the stage with the solar company, with Complete Solar Care, but we've got it connected up. We're getting the leads in from Conversion Alchemy. We got them into Kartra, and we sent out a test mailing with really small. It's like 15 people. And we had 4 people open the email. So in these days, it's kind of tough to get people to open emails. So we're on the right track here.
Well, that's what, like 25-30% open.
Yeah, pretty good for their first.
On the very first email.
Yeah. So, the the proof of the pudding is how many people phone to make an appointment and go take the next step. But that's, we're going to, we'll probably need for our sample, hundreds to go out, and then we can get some realistic numbers. How many people open, how many people click, and with Kartra, we can track all of that. And I've got the system. So if somebody opens the email, I put a tag in their record, so we can actually send out a correspondence to anybody who's actually opened the first email.
So we offer automation like you're not likely to find anywhere else.
Yeah.
And isn't it better to automate than do everything manually?
Yeah, and automate. And we're also, Betty and I are especially into leveraging your content. So, we take your information, like we'll use it in the email sequence. We can use it in a broadcast, use it in blog posts. And for some people, if you have the right thing, something like a LinkedIn newsletter can be very effective too. And then, of course, Betty and I, we like helping people publish books and courses. So we can get your information out everywhere.
And to go back to the Conversion Alchemy thing for a minute, we sent out, we grabbed people that were actually searching right now for the products that the solar company had. We sent them out an email while these people were still on the search, and 25% of them opened that email. So they abandoned the search and opened the email from our client.
Yeah.
Is that power or what?
That's power. So, and we just really started. So maybe next week, as our client goes and turns on the taps, gets more live leads, and maybe next week we'll have him on to tell us what his results have been. That would be great. So, what else do we need to say here before we let people go for the day?
John, you got anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I think what's cool is you're talking about all the different things you can do with the folks on the list. You can also turn them into referral partners as well.
Yeah. Yes, referral partners. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
So we do have we have a couple of packages that we deliver all these services for, including including the Conversion Alchemy, the Kartra integration, the email lists, the mailing, and if appropriate, what John does with the phone system, we can come up with a package for that. And we also offer affiliate promotions for that. So if you're interested in referring people to us, we can help you with that too, and you can make some money. so referrals are a great thing. So,
Greg, you mentioned a few minutes ago, you mentioned CRM. What is the CRM that you have integrated with this?
Well, we're using Kartra. I wouldn't use the word CRM in the sense, but it's Kartra does is all-in-one business tool, and what it does really well is manages email sequences, broadcast emails, payments. It's very, very sophisticated payment system for receiving payments. Also manages an affiliate system, has video capability, and Roy was asking about its ability for quizzes, various kinds of quizzes and surveys. It has almost everything that a business needs to run. Why I hesitate about the CRM is it's not like HubSpot where like a Salesforce kind of person would be making contacts, and the thing would say, well, you need to phone John today, and you need to phone Bob, and see if Elvis is around, kind of thing. But that isn't its strength. But everything else, but the one thing is, I alluded that we can track what everybody does, so we can tell the first time somebody receives an email if they open it, then if they clicked on it and went to a page, if they signed up for something. So the whole history of that person is there. And when people opt in for the form, we ask some questions related to solar. So and also the thing that Roy's been looking at doing with the quizzes is you're collecting a lot of market research data by getting people to input things, and you're collecting. So you end up with a pretty good image of somebody over time about what their interests are, what information they provided, what they've clicked on, what they've done. So it's Kartra has a video service with very sophisticated analytics in there, and also some triggers. So you can actually get it to automatically send an email if somebody watches more than 2/3 of a video. And so all these kinds of things, a lot of marketing automation can happen within Kartra. There are other systems. What Roy's Conversion Alchemy can be integrated through Zapier with almost anything. And there's, I think, a Go High Level integration now. They're talking about a native Kartra integration. But we've got a way of, between using Zapier, we can put it into any CRM. Though if we're going to do it with you or for you, we're going to use Kartra because that's our tool of choice.
How do you spell that?
Kartra. I sometimes say that's a exotic Indian goddess of commerce, of shopping carts, Kartra.
It's a tremendous tool.
Yeah.
You can practically run your whole business with it.
Yeah, I do. I have a client who has been running. I've been working with them for about 6 years, and they've been running it with Kartra. And every once in a while, they want to try something else. So they went off to another thing, and then that didn't work out. They came back, and recently they tried to think they were going to put it all on to Go High Level. That didn't work out. So they're doubling down, right? Because they have, they do quite a few $100,000 in course things processed through there a year. And they've got almost everything they teach for, there's probably 200 hours of educational video that's in there. It's such a huge job to move to some other platform, and no other platform can handle it as well as Kartra does. So it's really, I like it because I'm a course creator and I like selling courses and memberships, and that feature really appeals to me. But for what we're doing for the marketing, it's really very good managing the automations the business automations and the email sequences. And we haven't hooked it up yet, but we can also connect to SMS text messages too as part of it. And very good for newsletters. Like if you're going to broadcast a newsletter once a month or whenever it is, it's very, very capable all-in-one business platform. Has webinar support too.
Yeah, it really does. You can use it instead of Zoom.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's why we're doing Kartra, and that's actually how I met Roy.
That's right.
He got signed up for his Kartra account, and they said, "Well, okay, this is a little bit more than I really
more
wanted."
Difficult than I expected.
Yeah. Then so I was calling myself the Kartra Whisperer. So Roy called me up, and then I've been helping out. And we decided that we'd start doing this total traffic and conversion thing together. So
yeah, we've been collaborating ever since.
Yeah, and then we brought Betty in it. Now we brought John in. And we'll get Bonnie involved, and we'll have a pretty full solution set here. And
the reason I wanted to go to it was I was putting my videos up on YouTube, but the end of each video, YouTube wanted to send my people to somebody else.
Yeah.
And whereas you don't have to do that on Kartra, your visitor will not go elsewhere.
Yeah. And actually, even with just that, there's a lot of flexibility. You can put a video up in Kartra, and it'll give you a link. If you just want to share the video, send it to somebody, and they can download it. Yeah, it's very convenient that way for sharing videos.
Yeah,
and you can somewhat embed it in a sort of a sort of an HTML newsletter, but it's really just an image that you click on and it plays the video. But there's a lot of sophistication in the kinds of landing pages you can create, and a lot of sophistication in the emails too. You can make them very fancy, but we're right now we're just doing it as plain text as possible because we want high deliverability, and any of those other extra bells and whistles can sometimes impede the deliverability.
Yeah, we like 99% deliverability.
Yeah, and one of the things we went through is there are some email regulations. It's TKIM. I'm not sure what that means, but it's Google and Yahoo basically said they want emails sent out to adhere to a certain standard, and Kartra supports that standard. And we've got it with our Solar Care client set up to do it. And I say before we implemented that, most of our test messages were going to our spam folders, but once we implemented it, they weren't going to spam anymore. And then our test with real people, we had those 4 people who opened out of 15, which means that it didn't go in their spam. So the integration work. Basically what it does is it sends a header out with the email telling you exactly that domain name has been properly registered and checked off, and so it gives the email client less of an excuse not to put it into the inbox.
Now this is going to become more and more of an issue. So you really need to talk to us about that, if nothing else. Because if you don't worry about this, you're going to get very few emails delivered as far as a percentage is concerned. You need to solve that. That alone should be your reason to talk to us, if nothing else.
Yeah. And we have presented solutions where we've sort of told people what they needed to do, but we're moving towards, if you don't have anything, like for example, a dentist doesn't want to know about mailing regulations, doesn't want to know about all the details of the business platform. they don't want to really be involved with, other than, okay, you guys go and drive traffic in so we have more clients. So that's
right.
all they want to know, and that's what we're offering. We're the package that we're offering includes a certain number of leads per month. I provide the integration to get those things out. We'll put it out, and then Betty and I will work on all of the content that goes out, and if it's appropriate, John will look after all the phone message systems, and we'll go from there. So it's really,
you'll be happy.
Yeah, it's not totally a done. It's a done for you. With the thing is that we need to do work up front to make sure we totally understand who your target audience is, what your messaging is, and how we're going to go do it. After that, we look after all the technology and the nitty gritty, and creating the assets.
And all you do is grow your business.
All you do is grow your business. Watch, yes.
How about that?
Yeah. So if you want to grow your business, reach out to us. We're available. If you're watching us now, you're probably watching us on LinkedIn. So it could be YouTube or Facebook, but I think most of our viewers tend to be on LinkedIn. So reach out, just text message any one of us. Many of you probably already know us. Call us, send an email, and visit totaltrafficandconversion.com. And we'll put in one more plug. If you're interested in solar, learning about solar, you can go visit there at info.completesolarcare.com, or aim your little camera to the QR code on your phone. Okay.
And have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Yeah. Happy Friday, everyone. And the broadcast won't be complete without our little video. Here we go.